The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Yeah. NY born, NY built.
What is up, yo?
Vanilla
Happy
Gorilla,
Sunday,
Big Dog,
another Sunday
Untouchables.
with
Let's
your
go.
favorite
Step in the
hostess
ring like kings of
with
the block.
mostest.
Gorilla grip, Big Dog, never stop. Iron in the veins, no gimmicks, no props. This is hard work, black top and body slops. Ain't no flash, just fists and fake. We run through ropes like we run through
It
gates.
can't be. This is crazy. And if nobody at home knows who this guy is, this is the Big Dog. And he did get a tip from the Brooklyn Prodigies earlier on that they had travel issues, but not due to them being scared or anything like that. But oh my gosh, the Vanilla Gorilla and the Big Dog and the Untouchables just inserted themselves into this tag team.
Elbows harder than a steel trash can. One shot, knock them flat on sight. Two beats bred for the spotlight fight. They can talk tough, bark loud all night, but in the ring, we bite and we bite right. We are untouchables, NY bred. Two fists swinging, leave legends dead. Joey bring the rage, Dave bring the brain. Together we storm like a runaway train. Untouchable, New York style. We don't tap, we make them snap.
What is up? What is up? It is I, the Big Dog, the OG. Let me bring OG up. And the Vanilla Gorilla. What is going on, everybody? How's everybody doing this morning? What is happening, OG?
What's up, my man? What's going on? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. So, today, we are blessing you guys with two guests. We're going to have Bobby Knuckles from Knucklehead Cigars and Drifting Drams. But before we do that, let's talk about some NXT. I caught the ending. Did you see the ending of NXT?
I have not caught up on that episode yet.
Why are you messing with my layout?
Neither have I. But the ending was great. I'm going to let you know.
Hold on.
There's another Fatu that is. There's another Fatu that is part of NXT now. You know who he is. His father was in there, and his father passed.
Nice.
So, let's talk about GCW's Homecoming.
Well, night one.
Night one.
Tonight is night two.
Great fucking show.
It was very good.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can you hear me? He's frozen.
Yeah,
Can
hear
you
me?
hear me?
Yeah.
I hear you now. There we go.
So, did you watch GCW?
No.
What are you waiting for, buddy?
There was a lot on last night, though.
There was a lot.
You had ACW live from Barton Orchards last night, which that was an interesting show, to say the least.
Yes, Barton's Orchard. That's another show I want to talk about.
They also were pros. Every last one of them to be able to do that the way they were.
Yes, because the ring broke.
And like they put out a tweet that said, kudos to those two guys because the ropes broke. Anybody else would have turned it into a brawl or something like that. And they were professionals and they went in there and actually gave you a match.
Yes.
Working with two ropes.
So, being that we have two people with us today, let's bring them up.
And here we go.
The interview of the week is brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
So we got Mr. Bobby Knuckles and Drifting Drams.
What's up, fellas?
There we go.
What is
What's
going
up,
on?
everybody?
No whole lot
What's going on?
Well, then just enjoy Happy Sunday, man. Happy Sunday. Great day. It's nice out. Just hanging out, man. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. It's really cool.
No problem.
Really cool.
No problem.
Yeah. Same.
I don't have coffee, but
Well, I got a little left. Got
Nice.
a little natty left.
Nice.
I gotta
How's everybody doing, man?
After this show, so I'm
Good.
all right. I'm doing good.
Good.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
let's get into why you're on our podcast. You're on our podcast to let us know how you got into cigars, Bobby.
Yeah.
And Drifting Drams, you're going to tell us about your coffee because I fucking love your coffee, by the way.
Awesome. Glad to hear it.
So,
Awesome.
who wants to go first, Bobby or Drifting Drams?
No, go ahead. I want to hear about the coffee.
So
No,
tell us about the coffee that you sent us.
Which I'm drinking right now, which is the cigar blend.
And
Oh, yeah.
I was drinking the ones that you sent us before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you
Action
drank most of them.
Jackson cigar, I think.
Yeah.
It was Cigar Blend
And Action Jackson.
Action Jackson.
You drank most of them.
Well, don't complain. You got two more. Shut up. What are you thinking, OG?
That's what we like to hear. People fighting over our coffee.
OG, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking the cigar blend. They sent me a couple of the Keurig cups.
Yes.
Really cool. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Excellent coffee.
It is. So tell us how you got
I think I want to
into
smoke this one.
putting out Cigar Blend and Action Jacksons.
Yep. So I mean, we started roasting coffee a few years back now as just a passion project, right? Just we lived in Seattle for about 3 years, which was a really fun experience, but we're really glad we're back in the South again. But when we came back down here, we couldn't really find great local coffee, and so we decided we'd do it ourselves, right? So we've been doing that for about 3 years now. I have gotten into cigars as almost a form of meditation, right? So I'm former military as well, and along with that plus work, there's everything, right? And so it's sometimes we need something to help us focus. And so I've gotten into cigars over the past 3 or 5 years as a result of that. And all coffee tends to go at least okay with a cigar, right? But we wanted to make one coffee that would go well with any cigar. And so that's kind of what we set out to do. We sent it to, I don't know, a dozen or 2 dozen people and tweaked it over the course of about 3 or 6 months until we came up with what we have now. Similar thing with our churro blend as well. Both of them just made to be, so the churro was made basically dessert. The cigar blend was made for just that, to pair with the cigar, to work with anything. And yeah, so that's what we started at. We just kept at it until people stopped wanting us to tweak it. And then we said, okay, well, if nobody can find something wrong with it at this point, it must be good. And so that's how cigar blend came around.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I normally drink beer on the podcast. But today, I'm honoring you because I love your fucking coffee, bro.
Awesome.
I need some more. I need some more coffee.
Awesome. Yeah,
But-
and then the Action Jackson, we have 3 dogs. Well, 2 dogs, and then one is Ethan's mom. And so those are our 3 like core blends, which one is Action Jackson, who is literally 0 to 100. Then we have Boss Lady, who that's why Ethan's in a folding chair, because she's on the love seat next to me.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And then the big oaf is the Great Dane Delilah. So that's why it's called O Delilah. You just shake your head at her. So the Action Jackson is meant to get you going. It has a little extra caffeine in it, so it really like jumpstarts your morning and gets you ready.
Yes,
for the day.
I drank that at 6 o'clock in the morning. I was kind of wired up a little bit.
Yep.
You know, so it's a very good coffee, and I wish you very well, and I want to thank you for your service in the service. And man, I gotta tell you, bro, it is a good coffee.
The coffee, yeah, I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. The cigar blend when I was brewing it was giving off
Cinnamon.
like a cinnamon note as it brewed throughout the whole house.
Yep.
Yeah. So
And it was interesting because that's the first time I've ever brewed coffee and had such a strong note just off of it being brewed go through the entire house.
Yeah, we've got a lot of guys who started off buying it to smoke with cigars, and their wives have requisitioned it after just smelling it while it was brewing, right?
So what is your average price on those?
Honestly, we're kind of all over the place. So our name Drifting Drams came because we were in the whiskey community first, as you can probably tell behind us, right? That's kind of where we started, where we it was just a fun community to be in. It still is. We're still a major part of the whiskey community. But so that's the group that helped us kind of get started. And from then it's been super organic. We're in we get a bunch of people who are cigar smokers. We've got 3 or 4 different wholesale customers around the country now. Cigar lounges. And so we're in a number of cigar lounges. So Pennsylvania, Arkansas, West Virginia.
we were with Toro for a while.
Where in Pennsylvania are you?
So it's at the Cigar Vault in Oakdale, Pennsylvania, just outside of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's not far. Yeah, that's not far from me. I live in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
So Norm and Miguel are huge supporters of us and have been for a long time. And so they serve exclusively our Action Jackson as their espresso.
Well, I didn't know about you until Joey said, "Oh, I got coffee coming." I said, "Well, who the hell?"
No, I had actually heard about you guys through the Cigar Clowns.
Yeah, right. Clowns, Joe
when
and Ray.
When they were on our show, they had actually mentioned you guys, and I was like, "Oh." They're like, I know you guys like coffee, and you know, they made and then he was telling us about your cigar blend, and I'm like, that sounds interesting. I'm like, I'll have to, reach out and see if we can coordinate it to have them on and drink their coffee while we're smoking and just kind of, like he said, pair it together because that's what it was made for.
Yep. And it's a really good pair. So now, Bobby, let's get to you about your cigars.
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank everybody who served. Thank you for your service, for sure. I have a son in the military now. He's in the Navy. He's currently serving. But I can't say enough about veterans and people who serve this country. It hits home with me, and I really appreciate it. And so, but I started in January. I worked in the oil field for about 15 years, and it was time to get out. Getting too old for that stuff, man. I'm 52 years old now, man. It's too hard. And so I decided that, I was going to start my own brand. It's something that I always wanted to do. I've always had a passion for cigars. I've been smoking cigars for probably 20 years. And crazy as it sounds, like if I didn't do it now, I wouldn't do it. So I got in contact with some people who have a tabacalera in Nicaragua, and I got with them and we made a couple blends. Just a lot of, over the years smoking cigars, man, you find the ones you like, you find what you like about certain ones, and you kind of dissect it a little bit. So I kind of just dissected different blends that I liked. I was always a Drew Estate smoker. I love Rojas. I love Padron, whoever. But it was just dissecting everything that I liked it to come up with something that of my own. So I created the Habano, which you guys smoke the Habano, correct?
That's what I'm smoking now. Is the Habano Toro.
Okay, the Habano Toro.
I don't know which one I'm smoking. I'm smoking
that looks like the Maduro. That's what I have.
Was there cellophane on it or no cellophane?
Yeah.
There was cellophane?
Yeah.
Then that's the Maduro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's how I told the difference.
Bro.
Because if there was cellophane, then that was the Maduro. No cellophane was the Habano.
I smoked the Habano. I smoked the other one. It was freaking great, bro.
Thank you.
But
I like the
what you have to
Habano. The Habano and the Maduro are the same exact blend. The only thing that I did is that Habano has an Ecuadorian wrapper. So even though it's Nicaraguan, it's not a Nicaraguan Puro, but
Right.
I have an Ecuadorian wrapper on the Habano. All I did is I took the same blend and I put a Mexican San Andreas on the Maduro. So
and when you do something like that, for a lot of people who don't know, just by changing the wrapper can completely change the entire blend of the cigar.
It changed the whole profile. I mean,
yeah,
with the Habano, you know, it's the Habano is pretty consistent flavor wise the whole way through. I see it like, but with the wrapper on the Maduro, this one, the Maduro seems to change a couple of times. Like you get that pepperiness, then you get that cocoa, then you get that kind of like vanilla-y marshmallow flavor through it, and then it ends peppery again. The Habano seems to be a little bit more consistent, and you're right about the wrapper. It's amazing what a wrapper can do. You know, it's
100%.
I didn't know. I learned that over time, and you know, but yeah. So I got into it in January. Opened up an online store. I'm in a couple shops around Pittsburgh. I'm in Punta Gorda, Florida, Uniontown, Bell Vernon. I'm slowly growing. I'm actually this week I'm going down to talk to the Leaf and Bean. I don't know. You guys are familiar with Jim Robinson, Island Jim?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to go down. I talked to him the other day, and he's in St. Augustine, Florida, but he told me to come. I'm going to go down and talk to his manager down there and hopefully bring him into the Leaf and Bean as well. So it's been fun. It's not easy. It's just like anything, man. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of regulations, a lot of hoops you got to jump through, man.
You ain't got to tell us. We're getting ready to put out our own cigar. We
just as kind of like a test run, just to see.
So our cigar is coming out.
Okay.
Probably by the end of September. It's called the
well, I don't know what we're gonna call it. I don't know what our name for it's gonna be.
Well, anyway, it's like the pig.
It's a small, almost like a flying. It looks kind of like a flying pig, just a little smaller.
Oh, okay.
But that's kind of what we decided on for the first run, just to kind of set us aside, because a lot of people don't use that size.
Sure.
And it was just like when we were smoking them, you know, kind of like you, we were trying to figure out what we liked, what we didn't like, and we smoked, you know, a Robusto, a Toro.
Those are your two common sizes, you know.
Yeah, it went to like we did a Connecticut Robusto, a Cameroon Lancero 7x42.
But you know,
a Toro Habano, Toro Maduro, and then the little, as I say, pig size.
I don't want to be like everybody else and put out the same stick. If I can put out a pig, as I call it, a flying pig. To me,
so it's more like a nub size then, or more like a. Do you ever have the firecracker from McAuliffe?
Hold on, I'll show you. I have a picture of it.
Let me see what he said it is. It's
Yeah,
called.
great.
It's called the Aftershock.
That's what it looks like.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
So
yeah.
Not a lot of people do that because it's supposed to be a limited, and ours is going to be a limited per se.
Okay.
So, you know, we're trying to combine things together to put our name. I mean, we've been doing this going on 4 years. And when we started, it was me, Joey, and OG. And OG left, and it was me and Joey. OG came back this year. So, you know, this was in the works after he left. But our next run, he's going to be included. You understand?
Yeah.
And people say, why do you do that? I say, because me and Joey did this. It was me and him by ourselves. I got the contact. I called him up. He sent us cigars. We smoked them. He printed out the labels for us, and they were great. And I'll tell you right now, when they come out, I hope everybody can buy them and like them. And if you want them, Joey can give you the information.
For sure.
And if you want Bobby Knuckles,
and that's what your label's going to look like.
that's what your label's going to look like.
That's a badass label, man.
Yeah.
It looks
It looks
basically
like
like
Cool,
the
man. Yeah.
flag behind us.
It looks like
Okay.
a banner.
We had them take kind of our championship belt in the middle and essentially put it on our cigar bands.
So
that's awesome. That's awesome.
So
Yeah.
let me ask you this, Bobby.
Yes, sir.
Have you decided, or have you and Drifting Drams decided to work together to get you a coffee to go with your cigars?
I've actually been kicking that around, and actually I would like to do that. I was thinking I would like to come out with a Knucklehead coffee, to be honest with you. So yes.
Well, we got the people right here. Talk to them,
Yeah.
bro. This is your
We're
show,
gonna-
not ours.
Yeah, we'll connect for sure, Bobby.
Yeah, that'd be great. Let's definitely talk about it, because I can get the coffee into the cigar lounges, and I'll put it on my store, but yeah, it's definitely something I want to do. I love coffee. I love coffee with a cigar, and so far I've heard great things about it. I for sure want to try it. I'm interested in that cigar blend for sure.
Yeah.
And then maybe let's
That
definitely.
cigar blend is interesting when you brew it, Bobby. It really is.
Is it?
Such
Yeah, you started a lot of cinnamon.
Yeah, it's such a different, almost like aroma that you wouldn't get from a regular coffee, whether it's a dark roast, a regular brew,
Okay.
espresso. It's a totally different aroma when you're brewing it. It's wild.
So, G, what do you think about the coffee?
Awesome.
I didn't get the cinnamon. I got a little hint of cinnamon, but I got more like of a caramel kind of to my coffee. Excellent coffee. I love it. And what a fantastic, coffee and cigars are just a natural pairing. I mean, if you think about coffee and cigars, they're essentially grown in the same environment, and they're sharing the same nutrients in the soil together. So it's natural to have those common earthy flavors, those common cocoa, the nuttiness, the woodiness. That's kind of common bond that cigars and coffee have. So it's just a natural pairing. You know what I mean? It's great. And when you can bring a specialty coffee like this into the mix and really tap into the nuances of the cigar through the coffee, because the acidity in the coffee enhances those flavors of the cigar. And I feel like in this particular blend that you guys sent me, I think you did a great job. This is my first Knucklehead cigar I've ever had, and I loved it. I took my first 2 puffs before I took a sip of the coffee, and almost immediately, like you were saying before, Bobby, after I took a sip of the coffee, cleansed my palate, I got more out of the cigar instantly after that first sip of the coffee. So both of you guys, thank you for coming on. Thank
you for having me.
I'm just loving sitting back and listening to y'all talk, man. I'm learning a lot from all you guys.
Yeah.
You are right, OG. It brings out a sweetness in the cigar.
So let me ask you a question. Do you smoke cigars besides your husband?
No, I do not. I like to smell the cigars, and that's kind of where I come in, where I have an idea for a pairing for a coffee, because we do cigar and coffee pairings and whiskey pairings with some friends of ours on YouTube. It used to be once a month. We took the summer off, and we're going to start that up again. So we kind of vet these pairings and then send it out to people that want to sign up for it and come together. But I get to kind of do the first round of, hey, this is the cigar. What do you think is going to go well with it? And so I'll roast some. It'll sit for a little bit, and then Ethan will go ahead and try the pairing out and say yay or nay. And then we get it out to the folks that signed up for it.
All right.
So can you Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
No. Please, Bobby, you go.
If you're looking for something to smoke, maybe to just start out, I actually have a chocolate Habano.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it was something I messed around with. I got a couple bundles of them, just to see how just to see how they would do. And if you're interested, I will send you. I'll send you one or two if you want to try them out. It's an odd. It's like, I don't want to say it's infused, but it is infused. But basically, they took the Habano and rested it in a room with a bunch of infused cigars, and it came out as a chocolate. And I mean, I got people are like when I'm talking to them, I'm probably going to get more of them. But I talked to them about it the other day, and it's going to be a little while, but I do have some if you're interested in trying them. I mean, it's a nice after dinner smoke. It's a nice, like, if you want something a little bit sweet, you know, just to kind of like start out with, it's the perfect cigar. You know, I even have friends. I have friends that, you know, that they won't, you know, don't smoke infused, like your acids, your fat bottom betties, whatever, which I have nothing against them. I don't mind them, but they even like the diehard smokers, man, they're like, what the hell's up with this chocolate freaking cigar? I didn't have them at the time. I was going to send you guys some, but I didn't have them at the time, but I have them now. So I'll get you guys some too, for sure. But it's interesting, man. It's an interesting blend, but I don't know if it's going to take off. It's just, I just messed around with it. You know,
I mean, it's always good to have something like that in your portfolio, because there is somebody who's not going to want to smoke, you know, a regular Habano or a regular Maduro. They're going to want something different. And sometimes those blends, because they're, like you said, they're not infused, but they did it the right way and let it rest in that kind of room where they didn't infuse the leaves themselves. They just let the natural kind of scents from all of their cigars rest in that room, and it settled and made something good.
So guys, on that note, we got to take a 5-minute break, and we'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah, let's go with that one.
Staring out this hotel window, many floors above. What's missing down there is love. Thinking through the smoke that fills my mind. Don't worry, it's not my first time. Adios, amigo. I'm so glad I seen you. I won't be seeing you around. Adios, amigo. I've been looking for you since I stepped foot in this town. They say it's all inside, heaven and hell. What happened to that angel when he fell? Give it just one try. Tell me you don't like it. Be God for a moment and don't despise it. Adios, amigo. I'm so glad I seen you. I won't be seeing you around. Adios, amigo. I've been looking for you since I stepped foot in this town. Step outside and breathe. Play a little in the street. Hope it's not me they're sending. Move on from over there. Give the kids a little scare. Oh, these fences, they need mending.
What is up? What is up? We are watching Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod. Check us out on all streaming networks,
including
YouTube
Amazon and Roku.
Yes. And we got to give a shout out to all our sponsors. I can't even go to it. Shout out to all our sponsors: MBR Radio.
Come on.
ROCF.
Jersey Mike's, baby. Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's and MBR Radio. Actually, big shout out to our merchandise sponsors.
Yes.
Our newfound partnership with the great people over there at 4 John's Apparel.
Yes. If you want our stuff, go to 4 John's Apparel.
We got
We're on there.
Turnbuckles, and we got the first drop of merchandise on there. You have the LJN inspired Turnbuckles and Stogies action figure design. You have our logo, which you can see on the flag behind us. You have the logo that 4 John's created for us, as well as the first exclusive 4 John's and Turnbuckles and Stogies hat is live on the website. Go there, pick yours up. They make some great merchandise. They have a shirt that has all of the wrappers on it for your cigars.
Well, don't get the one I got.
That one's not up there anymore. He hasn't put it back up yet. They have Smoke and Sounds podcast on there. They have limited run collaborations with other podcasts as well. But those guys over there are great. They're veteran father and son team that they were on the show. If you go back and look at their episode, we talked all about them and kind of their journey into cigars and doing merch. And then after the show was over, we kind of sat down and had a conversation, and now we are exclusive partners with them, and it's us and Smoke and Sounds are 2 of their exclusive podcast partners. So big shout out to the team over there for everything they're doing, and they're good because they like working with us, and I kind of send them designs and we throw back and forth and kind of meet in the middle at sometimes on what'll work best and what won't. But those designs that they have, you won't see anywhere else.
Correct.
You won't see anywhere else but 4 John's.
Shout out to everybody.
Listen, I got questions. I got questions for coffee. I got questions for Bobby and his cigars. So, Bobby, I'm gonna come back to you after, but I got to get back to coffee. I don't just drink coffee. I'm a coffee aficionado. It is in my bloods. I'm pretty sure my blood is made up of 99% caffeine. I live off of it. So, for the coffee aspect, where are your beans grown from? What beans do you guys utilize? Is it one? Is it several? And how involved are you in the process of actually making the coffee?
Yeah, so we have some wholesale suppliers, websites that we go through, right? One of our big ones is Genuine Origin, where they work directly with the farms to import it into the U.S. And then we buy 65-pound boxes of green beans from them. So our possibilities of different origins are endless. So for like the cigar blend, for instance, it's made up of 2 different beans. It is Colombian and Tanzanian. So the Tanzanian gives it a little bit of fruitiness. The Colombian is like the big chocolate punch that you get. And then there's a company out of New York and Florida that, offer infused beans that then we use for that blend to get it to go to. It's not like your typical flavored coffee.
Right.
It's not all flavored. It's a very small percentage. It's like less than 10% is flavor in that.
Okay.
You don't need much.
Think of it like what Bobby said, where he had the semi-infused cigars by putting them with other infused cigars, right? It's that kind of relationship where it's got a hint, but just a hint.
It's not like you're
not like overpowering or anything.
Exactly.
So we source beans. Like right now, we have a new one that we have from Nicaragua that is berries, chocolate, a little bit of lemon. We love it. And then as far as how we get them green, so they're unroasted, and then we roast them 2 pounds at a time. We have a very small roaster, so we are doing on a very small scale. And I roast primarily all the coffee, and we roast it to order. So if you place an order on our website, then we roast it within the week, and then mail it out. So it is freshly roasted. We grind coffee to French press espresso. I'm happy to work with people on grinds because a lot of people use mocha pots. And so it's a little bit different of a grind than an espresso or a drip. It's somewhere in the middle. But, you know, we're small enough that we still offer, like, we're easy people to get a hold of. And so, yeah, that's kind of how we our operation here. And it's a passion project still.
What did you do?
We have full-time jobs. So it's a passion project. It's something that we enjoy doing together as well.
So do you do this in your house?
What's your preference, personal preferences when you're making the coffee? Meaning, do you like a French press? Do you like the pressed coffee? Do you like to grind it yourself and in a regular coffee pot? Are you a a pod user? Do you like the little K-cup pods? Like, what's your personal preferences when it comes to your personal consumption of coffee?
So as far as like the best, I'll say value for effort, it's got to be the mocha pot, right? You get like that almost espresso level. It's thick, it's oily, it just drips, you know. So that's got to be my favorite, right? But day in and day out, we're drip users. We've got a good drip machine downstairs, and we grind it usually the night before, and then it's set up to automatically brew in the morning. Grinding is the real key in most cases.
But the pot that we have, it almost simulates a pour over where it blooms the coffee. So by blooming, you pour a little bit of water, let the ground soak in the water for 30 seconds or so, and then it to saturate them, and then then it drips. So that's the pot that we use. Because there's so many, there's two of us here, and then his mom comes over and is here too with us, and so we go through a lot of coffee. So if we want coffee, we gotta make it in a little bit larger of a scale if we have the time. For sure.
I work in my 9 to 5 is in the medical field, so I'm up at like 3:30, 4 o'clock every morning. But it's hustling from the moment I wake up. So I'm not gonna lie, I like the K cups. I like a little pot cup because it's quick and it's easy. But I'm very particular on what I order. You can tell the difference, by the way. At least I can in the K cups, whether it's quality coffee or not. Almost instantly, not even on the sip, on the brew when it's brewing, that the aroma that comes out of it, you can really tell if it's an inferior quality bean or if there's a lot of artificial junk in it and pesticides in it. You can almost smell that on the initial brew. So I'm very particular when I order my K cups. I have certain blends and brands that I only will drink in my K cups.
Yeah, and so for our K-cups, because I know that's what we sent you guys, we fill them all by hand. So I grind it to a specific grind size for those K-cups. Ethan found this company that sells them out of Seattle, like fillable ones. And the nice thing about them is they have a filter inside that allows you to fill
a custom proprietary filter
that allows you to fill them with more coffee. So I weigh it out by grams. So there's anywhere from 11.5 to 12.5 grams of coffee in each one of those pods, and it's all done by hand. They have the seal already done, but you still have to go press it, grind it. You let it wait. You let it off gas. If not, it'll pop that seal up. If we're not careful, if we do it too quickly, especially in shipping. If we ship it not ground, right? If we ship it air or something like that, they could pop. So we fill them all by hand, and
But so to put in perspective, we popped open other pods from other brands, right? And 6-8 grams of coffee is what you're getting in those pods normally.
Or instant coffee.
Yeah, or sometimes instant coffee, right? After it brews, you've got an empty pod. There's nothing left. And so, yeah, you're absolutely right. There are a lot of companies that are cheap. I would say phoning it in, right? They're doing cheap things. Exactly.
Yeah, you're not getting as much coffee with certain brands. And I won't say them, but and that was the first thing I noticed about your coffee. The longer I let it set when I made the pod this morning, It's still here, by the way, in my Yeti cup, and it's still hot. And that was made at like 6:30 when I woke up. And that's the first thing I noticed. The aroma almost instantly, with the moment that water hit the K cup, I was like, "Oh wow, I smell caramel." That's crazy. Joey said cinnamon, but then I did get the hint of cinnamon in it. But for me, the caramel was just. I was like, "Wow, this is better than some of the other ones I've consumed." So, excellent job on that. Excellent job on you guys. Wonderful coffee. Excellent. Love it.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
So, Bobby.
Now you're gonna get the Bobby.
Yes, sir.
I didn't forget about you, bud. I didn't forget about you.
Oh, I know.
So
I'm enjoying this. It's a lot to learn about stuff I didn't know.
Yeah, no. So I'm a big origin guy when it comes to cigars. I love to hear about the origin. You briefly touched upon it, how you were just a consumer with a passion, and it kind of took off from there.
Yeah.
But tell me about your label. I love your label. Where did I put it? I just had it here. I love the label. Excellent detail on it. And how'd you come up with the Knucklehead? Like, was that a nickname that someone bestowed upon you, or?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was, man. That's exactly what it was. I had a supervisor back in the oil field, man, and he had everybody had a nickname, whether it was but he called me Bobby Knuckles all the time.
Okay.
So, and we had like a group text, so we all had, it was all labeled. So it kind of stuck. So when I decided to start this brand, I'm like, I want to incorporate that nickname. So I kept the nickname, and I thought, well, Knucklehead, because I'm a knucklehead, I thought would be perfect, and so it was kind of risky a little bit, because you got some knuckles out there. You have your Knuckle Buster, you have your Knuckle Sandwich, the Knuckle Sandwich. That's Guy Fieri's.
Yep.
Yeah, man. It's actually really good, man. I really enjoy it. I like the Knuckle Buster too. It was kind of a risky move, but I'm like, screw it, man. I'm doing it. I kept the nickname. I incorporated Knucklehead Cigar Company in with the nickname, and I'm telling you, man, that band design I freaking love. I love it.
Yeah, it's great. It's the detail is unbelievable.
It's
you know what? I was going to say, yeah, it's completely simple, but then you got the intricacy on the side of the bands with that. I don't know what I want to call florally. It's not. But it's like an elegant royal kind of feel to it. But then you got that, the solid background that really just makes the foil of the knuckle and the word knuckle. And then oddly enough, I really like your name on the bottom of it. I really like that signature. I think that I've never seen that really. And but here's a band here. I mean, it's where am I? There I am. I'm sideways, so I forget where my camera is. But it's an excellent job on it.
Clear picture for you guys, so you can see what.
Are you? I was going to ask you, like, your preference on cigars. Are you like, what gauge is your favorite? What Vitola is your favorite? Or go-to? I won't use favorite because I know a lot of people hate that term. But your go-to, and then your go-to blend. What is your go-to blend, no matter what cigar you're smoking?
I am a Toro smoker. I go back and forth between Robusto and Toro, depending on what cigar it is. I really like my Robusto Habano. I do enjoy that one. But the Toro is my favorite Vitola. Mostly everything that I smoke will is a Toro Robusto. I do like I don't even mind Lanceros every once in a while. You know what I mean? There's certain Lanceros, certain brands, you get a nice flavor out of a Lancero. But my go-to, man, blend is I love Jalapa, Condega, Masatepe, Ligero. I like the blend that's going to be peppery. I like a blend that's going to be full flavored. I love an oily wrapper, man. That's why with the Maduro, I did a San Andreas wrapper, because you get the oiliness out of that San Andreas wrapper that I it's over the top. And so that's my preference. When I started this business, I didn't want to come out with something very full flavored, very strong, to where you have your Connecticut smokers who would be afraid to try a Maduro, and then you have your Maduro smokers that are, if I came out with it like a Connecticut or something, would be afraid of it. So I came up with a middle of the road, like a Habano. And when I talked to them, I was like, I want to do something that a Connecticut smoker is going to like and a Maduro smoker is going to like. It's a medium. You're smoking Gorilla. You're smoking the Habano, the Robusto Habano. Yeah, I mean that's
no. This is the Toro Habano.
The Toro Habano.
Yeah, the Robusto was very good though. I smoked that the other day actually. When they came in, I smoked one. It was delicious.
And in your opinion, like that cigar, I mean, if I was a Connecticut smoker or Maduro smoker, I think it caters to both. I've actually had I have a lot of friends and people that I know to smoke Connecticut cigars, and they smoke my Habano, and they're like, man, this isn't that strong. I mean, it is, but it's not. It's kind of hard to explain. You know what I mean? I didn't want to scare people away with just coming out with a boom Maduro, man. And then people are like, man, it's too strong for me. You're smoking Big Dog, you're smoking the Maduro. That one's a little bit more full flavor.
Yeah, it is. It's very tasty, especially with the coffee I'm drinking, by the way.
Yeah. But I like the oily wrapper. I like the pepperiness. I like the Ligero. I love it's. You get the chocolatey, the vanilla, the leather. I love a cigar that tastes like you're chewing on a baseball glove. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I want to do. What I want to do.
That earthy, that full earthy.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
That, for the lack of a better term, punch you right in the mouth kind of cigar.
Exactly. Yeah. See, that's my kind of, when I think of Maduro cigars, that's my kind of cigar. I like when I light up that Maduro and it just right off the bat, there's that pepper bomb that kind of punches you right in the face, and it's like, okay, you're smoking something, fuller body and
that's
strong.
all I smoke is Maduros.
Yeah. I've always been a Maduro smoker. I've always been a full flavored smoker, but it's you gotta mix it up. I actually am coming out with a Connecticut. So I'll have a Connecticut out. I'll have a Connecticut out here in a few weeks. So we're gonna throw that in there, and then I'll have I have all the bases covered. You know what I mean? And then eventually I'm gonna come up with something different. Kind of like what you guys were talking about. Something unique, something different. Something that a lot of people don't do. It's just a lot of brainstorming, man. You're brainstorming, and I work in a cigar shop. I see what people like. I see what people buy, and it's great. Like it's a learning experience all the time. I'm always learning stuff, man. Always learning stuff. And that's what makes the beauty
of this industry. That even we've learned, just like you obviously, working in a shop, you learn new things every day.
So Bobby,
absolutely.
Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
When you put the cigars out, do you put them out for you, or do you put them out for the vendors and people like me, Joey, Drifting Drams, and people like them?
I'm sorry, I lost you for a second. What did you say? I'm sorry, man.
Your cigars.
Yeah.
Do you put them out for you, or do you put them out for the consumers?
I put them out for both, man. I'm not putting out something that I'm not going to like. You know what I mean? So, I want it to be what I want, but I want it to be with what the consumers want as well. You know what I mean? So it's tough. It's tough. We all know what we like. We all know what we like to do. We all, we want to take that idea and bring it to people. But you have to. Yeah, you have to do it both ways, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now, have you been to the factory that produces them? How involved in the process? Have you seen every aspect of the process of your cigars, or Or no, not yet.
I haven't been to Nicaragua yet, but everything that I do is basically, you know, over the phone. You know, I am planning on going to Nicaragua here shortly. They're working with me to get a a tour, to go down and actually see, you know, the cigars being made, blended, and everything. You know, I want to 100%. I want to do that because, you know, it's like I said, you're always learning. You're always learning, and I want to learn how to roll a cigar. I don't know how to roll a cigar. I know how to smoke them. I know what I like in a cigar. I know what people like in a cigar. But if you ask me to sit down and roll a cigar, absolutely, I couldn't. But I want to learn. I'm going to learn how to do that.
I mean, I've rolled a cigar.
Process, you know,
I've rolled a cigar, but I don't know how to roll a cigar. Like, I've been to a cigar rolling event, and they let me do hands-on. I had no idea what I was doing or what I was blending. Like, I didn't know any of that. I, like you, want to learn that aspect. That would be fascinating to me.
For sure.
Yep.
For sure. Yeah. But hopefully here shortly, that'll be in the works, and I'll actually get a hands-on of what goes on in a tobacco area. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's, you know, mostly it's just, you know, I have a person in Florida, and I talk to him. And, you know, we talk about what we want to do. We put a game plan together, and then they have their team of rollers and master blenders down in Nicaragua that take care of it. And so far, I've been happy. I mean, I think my product is great. It was a lot of work, but I 100% believe that it's a fantastic cigar. People are loving them. I'm getting a lot of you know, a lot of great feedback. You know, so yeah. I mean, it's crazy. It's a grind. I mean, you have to hustle.
Yeah.
You know, you have to hustle, and you know, the thing. I always say this, like the great thing about the cigar industry, and even coffee too, that you don't smoke tobacco because you have to.
Right.
You know what I mean? You smoke tobacco because you want to. And with there's thousands and thousands and thousands of different cigars, man. You got your boutiques like me. You have your big players like Perdermo and Padron and Arturo Fuente and AJ Fernandez and you know, you have to be unique. You have to be unique. Sell it. It's not easy. It's not an easy sell. You know.
Would you say that's the biggest obstacle for you, is being creative enough to create a product that is desirable, that consumers want to rebuy, not just buy it once and go, oh, that was good, and never buy it again? Is that the biggest obstacle? Like, how do you create a cigar that makes people want more?
Yeah, it's just trial and error, man. It's trial and error.
Yeah,
you know, if I put out a Habano and people are like, nah, you go back to the drawing board. You know what I mean? What you know? It's getting feedback from people, man. I'm only in my first year of this. I got into this not knowing a goddamn thing. Like, I'm just like, I'm doing it, I'm running with it, and like I said, you learn all the time. And you know, if I would have put out a Habano and people weren't getting any feedback, or I wasn't getting any good feedback, you go back to the drawing board. It's just getting them in people's hands, man. It's my first year. It's getting people smoking them. It's going to lounges and sitting with the patrons and saying, hey, this is my cigar. This is where it comes from. This is what I do. And
whoop. Okay. So let's get back to you guys. Same question for you. How hard is it to get it where you got to get it, like into the lounges and things like that?
I mean, we've kind of wanted to grow organically. I think, you know, we want to hook people because they like coffee, and want them to keep coming back because they enjoy the product that we put out, right? We're not looking to just try to get in a whole bunch of people's hands all at once. It's word of mouth that does us the best, right? Like, y'all found us through the Clowns and other podcasts, right? That's what we want. That we don't want to grow so big so quickly that we can't keep up, and we can't keep up the same quality.
Yeah. And so, as an example, right, like Black Rifle makes good coffee. Black Rifle used to make really good coffee, but whenever they scaled, they lost some of it, right? They can't put out the quantity they're putting out and keep the quality the same as it was. It's not possible in the coffee arena, right? And we don't want to have to do that. So we're intentionally growing slowly. That way we can kind of control the inputs. That's way we can control the outputs, right? We don't want to be another coffee brand. And it's like, oh man, they're good, but they used to be really good.
Right.
And like Bobby was saying, like we source a lot of people's opinions before we put out, single origins. Because just because I like a certain bean roasted a certain way doesn't mean everybody's going to, right? Whether it be light roast, medium, dark, we kind of hover in our medium dark range. We've dabbled with light, we've dabbled with dark, but we have to have that feedback. We have to make sure that it's not, it tastes how it should. And so there's some people in chat that I see, like our friend Bourbon Engineer. He's not far from us, but he's willing to always help us out with sampling stuff and telling us, hey, good job, I get these notes out of it, or hey, go a little bit lighter with this one, see if you can pull out more fruit or more chocolate, go darker, get more chocolate out of it. So it's definitely a learning curve, and it's a process for sure.
How have you guys dealt with obstacles? Meaning, what type of, like, everybody I've talked to and asked that question to, it's that, how do you overcome that mentality of like, there's an obstacle and you go, oh man, this is tougher than I thought it was going to be. How do you bring yourself back to be able to deal with those obstacles and move forward and get over those speed bumps that are naturally going to come along the way when you're starting a company?
Yeah, I think the answer there is deceptively simple, right? It's the old adage of how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So my day job is software, and so the one skill that I use every single day is breaking things down. You have a problem that comes up, and it seems just completely insurmountable, right? It's massive. Like our suppliers a couple of years back, when coffee prices went through the roof, they're still not great, but they was through the roof, right? And so we had to figure out, like, okay, how are we going to do this, right? We don't want to raise prices. We need to find the right balance here. And so then you just take each problem and you break it down until suddenly, oh, well, that's solvable now, right? And so that supply issue was a big thing for us, right? We pulled out some new suppliers, and that's when we really started with more blends and things like that, because the blends, we can control the quality and stuff a little bit.
Yeah.
So you guys do have a 9 to 5.
Yep.
Okay, because I'm retired, so I'm good on that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we both have 9 to 5.
I'm a software engineer, and Katie's a paralegal.
Well, congratulations. I retired last year, and I caught a stroke. I caught 3 strokes in February, but I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right.
You're all right, man.
Yeah, I laid off the liquor. I just drink beer now. So, and they tell me how many cigars to smoke. I said as many as I want. And they go, well,
but most of the time you're lucky if you get one.
Yeah. But
now, have you guys visited any of the
factories,
like coffee bean farms or any other roasteries, to kind of like get ideas on how you guys can, not but tweak your operation, I guess, so to say?
So that is in the works. We were actually planning on Nicaragua here recently, and then of course now the guy's a dictator now, and so it's like, well, maybe we'll look at Costa Rica or something instead, right? So we're still figuring that out. It's again, it's a challenge between the day jobs and everything else, and
right.
Again, it seems like every time we almost have something lined up, then it's like, oh well, yeah, some world event happens. Well, shit.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how it works. Because I've wanted to go to Nicaragua to see the factories and stuff like that, because I know a few people that own factories, and they're like, oh, you got to come down. I'm like, yeah. And then then they had the war down there, and they're like, I had friends that were going. They're like, yeah, don't go. Because with the war, it's going to take you this way, and you got to do 2 different planes, and then you may not get in and all that. I'm like, you know what? I'll just stay here, and then I'll go to the Dominican Republic if I have to, and go to the factories over there instead.
Exactly.
Correct.
Now, like you said, with the dictatorship, that kind of puts all of the factories, so to say, kind of up in the air because they don't know if they're going to stay or if they're going to go or where they're going to. It's crazy.
So, what is the price on your K cups?
Say that one more time.
What's the price on your K cups?
So typically they're for a 12-pack anywhere from $17 to $19, just depending on what origin. We do put specials up there. We have free shipping over $35, and then if you order 50, you get free shipping and 10% off. We're trying to, make sure that we're doing everything right.
Okay, Bobby, same thing with you.
Yeah, man.
What's the pricing on your cigars?
My MSRP is around 12. I do 12 on the Robusto, 13 on the Toro, Maduro, same price. I stick around $12-13 a stick. It's the middle of the road. It's fair. I'm obviously not putting out the volume that a lot of the big players are, but I do enough that I can keep my costs down. I mean, if you look at it, my perspective, I mean, who am I? I'm Bobby Knuckles, an old oil field dude, and here I am with a cigar. I can't come out with a cigar that's $18-19.
Right.
You know what I mean? But there are a lot of companies out there doing that. They're coming out.
Now, if you did a limited run, you could do something like that.
Yeah,
if you did a limited run, with limited tobacco or a test run, you could do kind of like a 1-year anniversary and then do a $18-19 cigar because your name's out there. Right?
Yes, sir.
Well,
Absolutely.
that's the thing is if you got it, let's say your Maduro blend, it just keeps flying off the shelves, people are just reordering it. At that point, it's supply and demand. If they're demanding it, there is no reason you can't jump up from $12 to maybe $15 because it's a demand thing. People want it.
Right.
So
Yeah,
don't,
absolutely.
listen, I'm nobody, but in my opinion, don't be afraid to do that. If you're finding that they're flying off the shelves, don't sell yourself short. Don't cut yourself short. And it's not about the bottom dollar. It's about value. And if people value it, they're going to buy it, even if it bumps up a little bit in price. Same with the coffee. If people value it, don't sell yourself short. Like, it's okay. It's okay to increase prices to take the burden off of your production and stuff like that. It's fine.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, but then, OG, if they do that with their coffee, they got to hire somebody to do it. They can't do it themselves.
Yeah.
Well,
so I mean that's a real thing, right? Like we're watching that point closely. It's like, all right, at some point we're gonna have to bring in some help, and then everything gets so much more complicated. So that's part of the slow organic growth, right? We want to make sure that we don't have to backtrack. Like in Southern Tech, for example, the past 5 years have been companies hiring like crazy, and then 2 years later laying off a big swath of people. And to me, that's insane. I could never get behind that. And so the last thing I would do with our brand is do the same nonsense, right? I just can't do it.
Yeah.
But again, along the lines to my point is, if you're finding you have no choice but hire help, at that point, again, if you got particular blends that are flying off the shelf, you got to pay those people. So at that point, maybe you relook at maybe increasing just a little bit, just to help offset that a little bit, take that burden off y'all.
Yeah, no, and it's a great point, OG. Like that's definitely like it's finding that middle ground, right? Is where we're at basically every day. We're constantly watching our trends and then coffee prices and how much production we need and all of that. And so it's a day-to-day decision.
Well, it's like Bobby. He's the only one working for himself, so he's saving money, but he's also doing a lot of traveling and being his own sales guy. And he's gonna have to hire somebody eventually to go out and do this because his wife is gonna be like, "Yo, enough's enough. You got to get one more person to help you."
Yeah.
Whether it be Florida, New York, Pennsylvania, wherever. You know what I mean?
And again, I think that goes back to, like you guys were saying, that small organic growth of the company. Eventually you'll be able to bring on, an extra set of hands, and he'll be able to bring on, either a rep or a sales director to kind of, help him field calls or make calls and send emails. This way he can focus on the cigars and getting in front of the shop owners.
Correct.
Yeah, for sure.
In that sense of in cooperation, I just want to offer this out. Listen, I go to a ton of cigar lounges. I know 2 specifically that are always looking in to bring boutique brands for cigars, and they're always looking to add to their coffee selection within them. I would be more than happy to put your product in front of them and push it for you guys to see if maybe I can get you some business in upstate New York. No promises, no guarantees, but I can tell you that the 2 shops that I go to, I'm very close with the owners. So just putting it out there that I'm willing to help out in any way I can. If you're looking to expand a little bit, just to get another lounge or 2 under your belt, I'll help out in any way I can. And your product, I wouldn't push, and these guys can tell you, I don't push anything I don't like or isn't phenomenal.
Well, and
that's
the same
I don't
thing
do
with
that.
us too, and OG knows that. We don't push anything that we either haven't tried, haven't enjoyed,
Or we don't like.
or like we've tried it, it was okay, and it's not something that would do well in like the market. Because again, I worked for a cigar company, so I learned a little bit of the ins and outs and kind of like what to watch and what not to watch. But like there's been times there's been people that have sent us stuff and they're like, what do you think? And I'm like, I can give you my honest opinion, but you may not like it.
True.
And then we have guys like, people like you guys who make great products, who actually are, taking the pride behind their coffee or their cigars, and they're not just, slapping a label on it without having not tried it.
Correct.
Absolutely. Right.
And that's our biggest thing.
Yeah.
That's our biggest thing. Like for our cigars that we're putting out, people are like, well, are you blending them? I'm like, well, I told them what I'm looking for. And if they have something already made from our guy in Florida, if he's got something already made that he thinks we'll like, I told him to just send it to us. And, if we like the blend that he's got, then there's no sense in tweaking it right now.
No,
because, it's what we're looking for. And then down the line, you can, when you're putting out the mass quantities, then you can say, hey, let's get on a flight. Let us come down and sit with you and let's blend our own in person in this size.
Which will eventually
and
happen
run
by the end of the
with
year.
that. Right. And that's the pride in your product.
Absolutely.
Because you're not just slapping labels on things without trying them first. And in the cigar world, I've seen a lot of that.
Oh yeah.
And people are like, oh, it's the best product, it's great. And I'm like, it's not even close.
Yeah, I mean, I work in a cigar shop, and I have people come in. I have guys people come in all the time and say, hey, I got this cigar, I'm interested in putting it into the shop. And you ask them basic questions. Well, where, what's the origin of it? What is it? Like, what, and some people, they can't even tell you. They're like, well, I said, what origins of tobacco are you using? Like, is it Nicaraguan? Is it Dominican? And I had one person was just like, I'm not sure. I'm like, well, how are you just buying labels and slapping them on cigars and expect to sell them
right
and not know what you're selling? I know exactly.
Well, not only that, and sometimes that can go back on who they're working with, because a lot of these places that you're dealing with, because I've had it happen, they don't tell you. They're just like, this is what you're like. What is it? Oh, I can't disclose it.
They say it's proprietary or
whatever. Now
I don't know how you can be in the cigar business and not know what or you can't tell. When somebody wants to put their name on a cigar or blend their own cigar or whatever and say, well, we can't really tell you what it is. Then how are you going out and selling your cigar? Because this is the first thing that most cigar shops ask you. Oh, well, so tell me about your cigar. If you can't tell them about your cigar, you're not selling cigars. You might as well just pack it up.
Now,
I mean, I agree with you. That's
what I do like sometimes. What I do like, what companies will do is, and I that's kind of something that I was talking with my dad about when we were doing our stuff is a lot of companies, they know what it's made with, but they won't disclose it to the people, to the consumers buying it, because they don't want them going into the cigar with preconceived notions of, oh, that's Dominican tobacco, I don't like Dominican cigars.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think that's also good too, because the consumer is going to try it, and then when they find out down the line, oh, that was Dominican tobacco, yeah, but I don't like Dominicans, but you like that one.
Yeah.
Correct.
I
See,
think
the amazing thing about that too is when you like that scenario, Joey, that you're talking about, that scenario right there, I've actually come across this a couple times. I don't like Dominican cigars. Well, what are you smoking? And they'll tell me, and I'm like, there's Dominican tobacco in that cigar. No, there's not.
No, there's not.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. And then they go and they search it and they're like, oh, son of a gun. So I'm like, so you change your mind. You do like Dominican tobacco.
Correct.
Well.
Right. And that it totes back to the factory that blended that, the factories that rolled it, and the blenders that blended that.
Yeah.
And I believe that's kind of the same way coffee is as well. That it goes back to the people roasting it and making the blends the way they are, because you may not like Costa Rican tobacco or Costa Rican coffee, but when you put it with, like you said, a Colombian or Tanzanian or something else, you'll never know that there's Costa Rican coffee in there. Or if you're putting it with Nicaraguan tobacco, you're never going to know unless somebody tells you, and then it'll change your whole perspective because it's done the right way.
Right.
100%. Yep.
And I feel that's a big thing even in the cigar industry, is you get a lot of these, and the reason people don't like the Dominican tobaccos is because if it's not done right or not aged properly, you get a lot of like that grassy, earthy, strong notes throughout the cigar, and you're not picking up anything else, and it's leaving a bad taste on your palate.
Correct.
Yes.
And that's a huge thing. That's why a lot of people don't like them. I was one of the ones that didn't like them. And then I had met a few different blenders through COVID that kind of opened my eyes to properly done Dominican cigars.
Yeah.
And then it kind of was like, well, wait a minute, this is what it's supposed to taste like. Why does this one not taste like that? And then that's when I learned it goes back to the growing process, the aging process, the factory, the blender, and you don't realize sometimes how all of this ties in with other industries like coffee, like I forget, there was something else it was too, and it's like you don't realize how much these industries all tie together with aging processes and blending them properly and making them the right way. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
When you really get into it.
Yeah. Man, it's interesting, man. It's interesting. I mean, like I said before, it's a learning curve, man. It's a learning curve. You just roll with it and enjoy. You got to have fun doing it and just enjoy it and learn. And if you want to make changes, if you want to do, there's so much opportunity, man. There's so much opportunity. If you put the time and you put the passion into something, you're going to come out successful. But it's a hustle. It's a hustle and it's a grind. And
right.
It's not easy by any means. Is it easy? And you folks doing selling coffee, it's not easy. You have to be distinctive. You have to be unique. You have to be, and that's every day I'm learning. Well, what can I do next? That's going to be different, or and it's hard. It's hard. I mean, you think you can't just come into the industry and be like, all right, I'm going to open a cigar and I'm going to make $1 million. Yeah, it ain't happening.
Right.
That's all the money you got to put out.
There's battles, man. There's so many battles. You got to battle with credit card companies. You got to battle with, taxes and tariffs and, like you guys were talking about earlier, man, about what's going on in Nicaragua now. I don't know what's going to happen.
I talk to my folks and I say, hey, we got a complete government overhaul. We have, this, and they're like, hey, we'll just take it day by day. We'll figure it out. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, and Bobby, you touched it briefly. You kind of skimmed right over it, but you got to have that passion too. You got to be able to get out there and put your product out there, like you almost to an insanity level. Believe it's the best product on the planet. And
100%.
and the one example I always use is Matt Booth with Room 101. Like that dude's energy and passion. That cigar is a decent cigar, but it is not by any stretch of the imagination the best cigar on the planet. But it was Matt that sold that cigar to everybody on the planet.
Right.
Like it was his passion that really pushed that brand. I know he doesn't own them now, but still, he was the one that was the driving force behind making the ordinary extraordinary.
Yeah,
And you've got to do that.
And the funny thing is, he started cigars after he made his Room 101 jewelry.
Yep.
And now he's back doing cigars full time again.
Back doing cigars full time
and he does limited, like he still does jewelry, but it's like limited drops.
Yep.
Where he went full time and then did that and then brought it back to cigars, and that's all he does now. Is his cigars.
Had Matt Booth on here 2 years ago.
Oh God, please! That
he was outside cutting up a apple or a watermelon. I said, tell us about what happened with the jewelry. And
I'm just glad some of that episode didn't air on Roku or Amazon.
the things he said.
Oh boy!
Was
God!
just outrageous. It really
I
was.
did nothing but laugh for like an hour and 45 minutes.
I said to him, so tell us about your stuff. And he goes, so I was born. And I said, no, not
like,
that way.
Every time you asked him a question, it was, you want story time with Matt Booth. And I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, so it was great, and people don't realize the friends that I've made in the business, the friends Joey's made in the business, and the friends OG made. And, the guy that we got making our cigars owns his own rolling stuff in his cigar shops. Right now, I believe he's making something for one of the basketball players.
He owns his own shop in Florida.
Football players or somebody.
A mega entertainment superstar is having a European tour, and he's doing an exclusive 300 cigars just for him.
Jay-Z.
That's right.
It's for Jay-Z. That's who it's for. So he's making it for Jay-Z, and guess what? His cigars are phenomenal. And I'm not saying it because I'm buying them, but
no, we had the opportunity to try cigars that he made for somebody else,
and
that they sent us. And they sent us his Habano and Maduro 7x60.
Yep.
And then a cigar that he makes for his store, which is I think an 880 or a 7x80.
Oh wow!
But I will say, and I've smoked a lot of 80 rings and big ring gauges like that over the years. That was one of the best big ring gauges I've probably smoked. It was blended so perfectly. It fit the size. Like they didn't just kind of blend it for a Robusto and then just take that same blend and bring it all the way up. He blended for that size, and it burned good. It didn't get hot. It smoked fantastic, and the flavors that the flavor notes you're looking for were all throughout that cigar.
So, guys, on that note, we're getting ready to wind down.
Let's let OG kind of take over the show now and ask his favorite question that he likes to ask everybody.
So apparently it's that time of show, guys. So,
it is. It is. It's
so basically, this is where I not only the wind is picking up here and it's blowing my flag around. I basically want to get to know you as a person. So this question kind of hones in on that. So this is for both of you. I'm going to start with Bobby this time. Bobby, if you can have 1 hour of uninterrupted time, no phone calls, no TV, no internet, no family, 1 hour to sit down and smoke a cigar with somebody, past, present, or future, who would you choose to spend that hour with?
I want to say AJ Fernandez.
Oh.
Okay.
Because I would love to just love to pick his brain. You know, that's a hard question to answer, man. Holy hell. I mean, I'd love to sit down. I'd love to sit down with James Hetfield and smoke a cigar. I'd love to sit down with, my goodness, man. I mean, there's so many. Ricky Rodriguez.
Oh, Ricky's a great guy. I talk to Ricky every day.
Do you?
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to sit down and have a cigar with him. You know,
that's more than an hour with Ricky. With Ricky, that is more than an hour.
Say, I've done that sit down with Ricky.
I'll take it. I mean,
I've done that sit down with Ricky. It's amazing.
He's definitely the one guy in this business that I would love to sit down and talk to and smoke a cigar because of his, you know, his run with CAO and now West Tampa Cigars, which I love. I love West Tampa Cigar. And you know, yeah. I mean, but that's a good question, man. That's a really good question. I'd love to sit with George Burns.
Same question on the coffee side. If you guys could sit down 1 hour uninterrupted, have a cup of coffee and maybe a cigar, who would y'all spend that time with?
That's a hard question.
I mean, I can go. Okay, so
no, I've never been asked that question before, man.
For me, then this is going to be very nerdy, so I'm a nerd by trade. But I'm going to go way off the beaten path and say General Robert E. Lee.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
And the reasons are very specific, right? So, for example, I think that the best in most of us, and sometimes the worst, but typically the best, comes out when we're all under stress. And not only you got the Civil War, right? But then he also had the ideological struggles of fighting his own countrymen, people who, I mean, in some cases, his own family, right? And so that alone would be so interesting to pick his brain on and talk about and see like how he made his decisions and how he justified it and how he dealt with it after the fact.
Wow. Love it.
Yeah, that's cool. That was really cool. Bam.
Wow. And what about you?
Ethan? Really, that's a very hard question. I think on the coffee front, just because he passed away so early, I would say my grandfather, my dad's dad. He passed away when I was in high school, and didn't really get to know him as a person, but he fought in World War II, and I'd love to hear more stories about his time there. You know, my dad has told us some stuff, but it's something that I definitely have missed, you know, hearing about family history. I heard a lot about it, my mom's side of the family history, but not a ton on my dad's.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well,
fantastic.
Guys, once again, we appreciate both you guys coming on, all 3 years.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you
for having us.
Just tell us where people can purchase your stuff.
I have a website, knuckleheadcigarcompany.com. I have an online store. You can message me. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, and I'd like to get with you guys and talk about coffee. For sure. But you can, and then I'm in the old Allegheny shop in Pittsburgh, Bell Vernon, Uniontown. I'm in Punta Gorda, Florida. But my online store, or message me directly. I'm always available. I have my phone number on my socials, man. You can call me. I don't care. So yeah, I'm available. I'm available 24/7 every day of the week.
Don't tell me that, because I'll call you at 2 o'clock in the morning and say, "Yo, what are you doing?"
Hey, man, you can call me anytime you want, man.
He's not lying. He is not lying about that.
No, he's not.
That's cool. Hell yeah! I really appreciate you guys having me on, man. This was a lot of fun. This was my first podcast.
Wow! Wow! Honored. We're honored. Then wow.
Thank you. We're honored to have you here.
Shit, man. I was nervous.
Well, listen, all of you guys, if you guys don't, please follow the Vanilla Gorilla, follow Boss Dog, and follow me, the OG Cigar Tender, on Instagram. We want to keep in touch with you guys. We want to have you back again at some point in time. This really was one of my favorite episodes that we've done. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Man,
Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you.
So where can we get your coffee from?
Yeah, so we are at driftingdrams.com. Just like the name says, you can, if you Google Drifting Drams Coffee, we should be pretty close to the top, if not at the top. The perks of a unique name, right?
Instagram,
yeah,
Facebook.
we're on all the socials too. If you come during the week, then you'll see us on a number of different whiskey-focused YouTube channels. The backdrop serves really well for that perspective too. And then, like we said, we're in a few different cigar lounges around the country. We're about to be in another whiskey, a liquor store in Nashville as well. And so yeah, we're working our way.
Love it. Love it.
Fantastic.
All right, guys, we appreciate you.
Yes.
It's time to sign off and say happy Sunday, happy fun day. Make sure y'all follow Bobby Knuckles, Drifting Drams. Boss
all their
Dog.
information is actually in the show notes.
It's all in the show notes and the OG
awesome.
and the Gorilla Gorilla.
Awesome.
So, guys, on that note, take care.
We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
United Cigars.
United Cigars. Peace
all
out.
right, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, y'all.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Beaker with Military Broadcast Radio TV. We're your virtual MWR, bringing veterans radio, podcasts, gaming, animation, 3D printing, and a community that never leaves you behind. Download our Roku or mobile app today.
Wisdom to share if you listen this week, so pull up a chair and stay for a spell. We're heading down a trail where good stories dwell. It started